Super Bowl 59 could not have gone worse for Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. They came into the game with hopes of a three-peat and left thoroughly embarrassed by the Eagles, who blew them out 40-22. Well, last week here on First Take, Stephen A. told us the consequences of losing in that manner.
When that residue of that beatdown is embedded in our memories, you know it's in theirs. And all I'm saying to you is, the aura of invincibility came along with their success. And I'm saying that has gone away now. Now you're looking at them like, if we could just get to him. If we could just find a way to get to him just a second quicker. I mean, we could do something. I'm just saying, if you're an opponent in the National Football League, you don't look at them with the same aura of invincibility that you were looking at them before that beatdown. And I know they got beat down against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but that was, you remember, that was COVID, or there's so much that happened in that season, This was different last year.
Canty, I think this is a really interesting question. Do you actually now think Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs are more scary because of the fact they got beat down, resiliency, or less scary, like Stephen A. was saying, in terms of seeing the vulnerability?
Oh, Molly, they're scary. Make no mistake about it. Because we all understand winning is the ultimate deodorant. There are so many deficiencies, so many blemishes that get covered up when everybody is celebrating championships. But when you lose and when you get embarrassed, that's when everybody gets back to basics. That's when you go back to the foundational principles that elevated you in the first place. And that's the offseason that Brett Veach, Andy Reid, and the Kansas City Chiefs have had. They re-signed guard Trey Smith. They went out and they drafted Josh Simmons in the first round. They put Suamataia at left guard. They went out and added another pass catcher for Patrick Mahomes in the middle rounds. And oh, by the way, that defensive front seven that got pushed around in the Super Bowl by the Eagles, they used 3 draft picks on that front seven alone. So the Kansas City Chiefs are not ignorant to the things that undermined them having success in the big game last year. And that's what makes it a scary proposition for them coming into this season. How often can Patrick Mahomes say he came into a season with a chip on his shoulder? Not very. And so the fact that you had that embarrassment coupled with the successful offseason that the Chiefs have had makes this a scary proposition to face the Chiefs in 2025.
Stephen A., far scarier?
Mahomes is a stud. He's one of one. He's spectacular. We get all of that part. But let me throw this analogy out to both of y'all. CC, Woody, let me ask y'all both a question. This Canelo, let me give you a boxing analogy. This Canelo-Crawford fight coming up next month in Vegas. You know where I'm going to be. You know I'm going to be there. All right. Are y'all looking forward to this fight?
Oh,
are y'all looking forward to this fight?
Hell yeah.
It's must see. Everybody's gonna be watching. No matter where you are, the world's gonna be watching it, right? As brilliant of a boxer as Terrence Crawford is, the one thing that everybody is worried about, they're worried about Canelo's power, sure. But here's the other part. The brother he's never really been hurt. He's got a neck as wide as Broadway, okay? You ain't knocking him down, you ain't knocking him out in most situations. Like, what you gonna do about it? Imagine if somebody had clipped him and we saw this brother dropped on his face the way Pacquiao got dropped by Juan Manuel Marquez, for example, or something like that. Just imagine what we would be thinking. We'd be thinking a little bit differently. We know he's great, we know he's phenomenal, but we saw something get exposed. It's a different aura that comes with it. We know that Patrick Mahomes is great and nothing takes away from it. We know that Andy Reid is great. We know that the Kansas City Chiefs are great. We know that you should be the favorite. You got to go through them in the AFC. We got it. But the flip side to it all is that when you get your ass kicked, the way they got their ass kicked, is just a different feel, y'all. That aura of invincibility, don't tell me that hasn't diminished somewhat.
Woody?
You know, Stephen, I think I was on First Take when we talked about this topic the first time. And, I went back and I thought about it, and, what you said makes a lot of sense. I think that you can never underestimate the human psyche. And what I mean by that is that visual of the Philadelphia Eagles kicking the Kansas City Chiefs' ass up and down the field for 4 quarters, for a lot of players around the league, that leaves a mark. It does have a little bit of a dent of inevitability. Like, guys start to think, okay, the Chiefs aren't as invincible as we once thought they were. And so I've always said that the journey this year for the Kansas City Chiefs is going to be the most difficult journey in the Patrick Mahomes era, because I think first of all, the division has caught up, and I think just the gauntlet of everyone in the AFC has just gotten that much better. Yes, the Kansas City Chiefs has gotten better. I thought we saw the worst version of the Kansas City Chiefs in the Patrick Mahomes era as well. But I do think that the human psyche, after watching that Super Bowl, I think guys will look at that and say, dog, we got this. Like, there's no reason for us to be scared of Patrick Mahomes.
I am in such a tough spot right now because I have producers in my ear saying we need to go to commercial break, and Canty is just side-eyeing you the whole time, so it's begging for a follow-up.
Man, dog, we got this when you play Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. There's no one ever in the NFL.
I'm telling you right now, there's guys in the league, after watching that butt whipping, that are going to legitimately think in their mind, okay, Philadelphia did it. Why in the world we can't do it? I'm not saying they're going to. I'm not saying that they're going to do it, but I'm just saying from a psychological standpoint, I guarantee you guys are thinking that.
Quickly, gentlemen.
Canty's in no position to argue this. When Canty was going up against, when they were going up against the New England Patriots, everybody thought that the Patriots was going to have them. But the Giants was like, oh, we going to get to Brady. We'll see. We're going to make that brother tap dance in the pocket. We'll see what happens then and what happens. Not one, but 2 titles. 07 and 2011, y'all got titles against the New England Patriots because you can get Tom Brady.
Right now.
Yep, he absolutely is. And how'd that work out for those New York football Giants?
We had a parade in New York City.
Pretty damn good. All right.
Something that reporters hate to do, and that is guess. Do you expect Trey Hendrickson to be on the field when they open the season against Cleveland in 2.5 weeks?
So I think the situation gets resolved. Whether he's on the field against Cleveland it gets into how much time does he need to get ready and football shape, all that kind of stuff. We're running out of that time, right? Like if he doesn't get signed till this time next week, then you probably don't have time to get him on the field for week 1. If it happens today or tomorrow, then maybe he can play a little bit in week 1. We'll see. I think it gets resolved. It's the when that will determine his availability for the Browns.
But I mean, we're that level of late early already, right?
Yeah, and they've routinely got out to slow starts. 6 years, Zach Taylor as the head coach. They're 1-11, correct, in the first 2 games.
Not great.
They opened, not great.